Boom. 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 Boom.
Hello and welcome back to the Pop Tab Podcast, the podcast that's as sweet as soda for breakfast. I am one of your hosts, Brent Kruscke, the upholder of the unpopular opinion, and joining me today, as always, is the ghost host, Jacob Stokes.
Boo!
I forgot chat was only going to be on this screen because we had to switch the other screen around because we're no longer connected. We had to do stream keys instead of like logging in. Were you looking for chat?
No.
I was looking for chat when I was hitting buttons. I was like, where did chat go? Oh, yeah, it's only on this screen now because of the way OBS works.
Way to do the intro while looking at
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You seemed unperturbed.
Yeah, luckily, it's almost muscle memory at this point. We're on episode 24. We're almost to that quarter level.
Yeah, sure.
We're getting in there.
What are we on the day job one? 140, right? Is what we've got. We've recorded 140.
140 comes out this week. Yep, we have two technically in the Phantom Zone that could happen.
Yeah. So 142, and it was like, there's no muscle memory to be seen by anybody anywhere.
Nah. Well, I mean,
If you told me to sit in the chair and do the intro, I probably couldn't either, to be fair, because I don't think of it like that.
I could be only because I hear it like 5 or 6 times for each video. So I'm on episode 600.
Yeah. Personal count.
Yep. Well, the Pop Tab Podcast is filmed in front of a live Twitch audience. If you want to be part of that audience, head on over to twitch.tv/RealPixels so you can join in on the conversation. It's tons of fun we have over here, so you should definitely join us. But if you don't like to and you just like to watch the VOD or maybe just listen, if you head on over to patreon.com/RealPixels, you can get the audio version, and on the YouTube, you can get just the video version. So it's available everywhere, any way you want to ingest it. I don't know if that's the right way to go about it, but that's the word that came, and I'm running with it.
I think that works.
We're going to start, as always, with a little bit of housekeeping. This is going to be an interesting one because I've got streams planned. However, the day job, what we were just talking about, has a lot of stuff this week. So some things may shift because Friday, like Thursday's free, so I'll be doing something Thursday. But Friday we have something, Saturday we have something, and like...
Well, yeah, and depending on how it all goes, Thursday I might have something here to do for Monday prep. Friday, I got to do stuff to prep for the Saturday stream that we're doing. If you didn't know, I'm taking a lot of singles, sorting them through and pulling them out and listing them as items.
Okay. Of the new stuff? Or just anything?
Yeah, no, not Innistrad.
Okay.
Just anything. Although, I guess, actually, he probably wants some Innistrad singles on there.
Something.
No, because he did. He has I think he wants them for auction, though, because they're new. These other ones are going to be TCG market value by now.
Gotcha. You know what I saw? I was looking at the cards because James did the Grizzle brand. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to get that.
James Buzema.
Buzema? I think that's how we're... Did you...
No, I did not ask.
Okay.
I just called him James.
I'm going to make sure I ask him because I would like to shout him out more. I'm just not sure how to pronounce his last name. But he also did the new Meat Hook art.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Because I mean, one, I love the card. Two, I love the art. So
that's exciting.
But if I'm being honest, I don't think there's a single one of those posters I disliked.
Yeah, they're all really cool.
But he did the similar style with the Archon of Cruelty, which is sweet. But if you plan on getting those singles, they're already expensive. If you didn't know, you could probably get artist proofs from him.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Have you seen a Magic artist proof before? Do you know what that is?
Was that part of one of the sets they did, like the artist where it was like only the art was like half done?
That was a sketch showcase for Modern Horizons 2. Yeah. No, it's the full. It's kind of like they send in the artwork, right? Like, here's my art. Then they frame the card and add the text, unless it's part of the art. Some cards have the art, writes the card. Excluding those, which these might because they're posters. But they essentially confirm the art, print it onto a test card that has a blank white back instead of the magic thing, and they send them to all of the artists.
Oh, okay.
So he probably has a stack of, we'll say 100. I don't know how much each person gets, but they get 100 or so of every card that they make in foil, non-foil, etch foil, like all the showcases and styles. And then because it's blank on the back, they can just sign the back. Some people will do a custom sketch of the same card on the front, but on the back. But you buy it and you can just put it in a sleeve because the front of it's just a magic card.
Right.
So you can't see the blank or, of course, the white. So it's like buying an unlicensed magic card from the artist where they can do something custom to the back, or they have already, or
Very
something.
cool.
So if you go and get the Archon there, he might be able to do something fun.
Fingers crossed he's
Or
at Chicago.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, we could probably check that now. He's probably got
I
an
haven't
artist
seen
alley
any
thing.
posts of him like saying he's going to be, but I have not checked like the official rundown or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he lives right next to Vegas.
Yeah.
When I asked him about travel and stuff.
So, but for streams, games this week, I think I'm going to start going through some Kingdom Hearts games that I need to beat, because it's like Hellblade 2
we were talking
was
about
so
Kingdom
good,
Hearts.
and we were talking about Kingdom Hearts, so I might go back through and do some Kingdom Hearts.
it.
But I might go back through and actually first play 2, which is the highest one. Everyone thinks is the best, because
Never touched it.
that one essentially I think touches more of the stuff that all the other ones that I haven't played touch. Even though technically Chain of Memories is before it, and I played a lot of Chain of Memories, but they've redone it. That one ties into a lot of the nobody stuff that 2 really gets into, and then you have Dream Drop Distance, 385 over 2 days, and all that different stuff. So there's a lot of other ones, and I might have to get a little tricksy with the ROMs and stuff, because some of them just aren't available to play anywhere. And I
Trixie with the ROM.
well, because it's 3DS, so it's like I will get 2 screens.
Go check in
As the
GT.
ROMs.
I don't know how you stream it, but
Yeah, I might go check in GT because I want to get the Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Redux, blank,
the one
whatever.
for Xbox.
Yeah,
that one.
because that's the only way to get Dream Drop Distance in HD. So I might go look into that. But then,
Cool place to stop in anyway.
yeah,
Got lots of cool shit.
Alec will be available Friday, and we're going to try to finish Inscription. And then Saturday, depending on when we get done with the stream here for a day job, we might stream Saturday night. If not, we'll be streaming Sunday. I think we're going to start Remnant 2.
Oh, from the Ashes? That's Remnant from the Ashes. So it's just called Remnant 2.
It just says Remnant 2 when I download,
Yeah,
because
I
this
know.
is what I did.
Remnant from the Ashes is the first one.
I
so-
was looking at Alec. I was like, we like challenging games. We played the Cuphead. We did Halo last. So I was like,
No,
what are
I've-
the top?
I thought I'd play that one too. Because it's the same thing, but just in a shooter.
Yeah.
A guy that does a lot of Destiny challenges. I saw he would like when the off season was happening, we'll call it. He would switch to other games and do the no hit speed run kind of things.
Yeah.
And watching him do no hit Remnant was crazy. And I was like, this game just looks great. That was
Yeah.
the first one, so I didn't see the second.
But I was just like, what are the top 10 hardest co-op challenges to do? Oddly enough, Alec and I have done a lot of them. Like Soul and Sanctuary did it. Cuphead did it. Cuphead was number 1. I was like, fuck, we did that without power-ups. So we're already...
But it's probably number one, not in most difficult, but just like it's difficult, checks the box, and it's the most popular.
This
and
was also
best.
base games, not like it didn't have Halo Lasso because that's like altering the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it didn't have anything like that. But the other one is we were thinking about doing, because Salt and Sanctuary had a sequel come out in 2023.
Yeah.
Salt and Sacrifice.
Yep.
However, it's less Souls-like and more Monster Hunter-like. So the reviews on it are very mixed. They're not like Salt and Sanctuary, all positives across the board.
Interesting. Okay.
Salt and Sacrifice, the sequel, not so high. It's kind of mixed, and I thought it was going to be Souls-like, so we'll probably still end up playing it.
I mean, Monster Hunter is still a tough game.
Oh, yeah.
So it might fit that.
and
all the same.
we kind of want to do it, but then we looked at our list because we were thinking that one, Code Vein, Remnant 2, Code
Anime
Vein
game?
is anime,
Yep,
Dark
okay,
Souls,
yep.
Elden Ring with the seamless co-op mod. I looked at all of them. Remnant 2 was the one that's Game Pass and it's free. The other ones we have to invest money in. I'm like, let's start with Remnant, and then we'll figure out if we want more
Remnant's
of this.
cool.
Yeah,
Remnant's cool. You'll
so
dig it.
that's kind of what we'll end up be. That's why we're going to do Fridays, and then probably Saturday, Sunday will also be that, depending on when I can fit it in. If not Saturday, we're definitely streaming Sunday. Bethany works, so I've got nothing better to do. Play games,
got
dude.
nothing better
Got
to
nothing better to
do.
do. We're going to be playing some games. So, yeah. So like I said, schedule this weekend's a little
Eagles
weird.
on
but,
Sunday?
Oh, Eagles is on Sunday.
Is that
At
right?
3.
Sunday. Oh, at 3.
I think it's
a
at
real
3 on
human
Fox.
playable time.
Yeah, I think
Well, who knows where it's really at, but
it's in Philly, so it should be the same time. Like, 'cause just in case when I see
no, I'm
sometimes
saying
posting.
digitally where it'll be at. You know.
Oh yeah, that's a great question.
Not that
It
we'll
was-
be down at Lincoln Financial, although with the weather and everything, that'd be. It's a cold game.
Yeah.
They're open stadium, so
Yeah. It was nice. The last game when it was just on Peacock and I could just hit play. It was great.
Yeah, well, and the Lions, they were on what, Apple TV, I think. I got an alert. We were watching the game. I got a notification on Jim's TV from Apple TV that said hit the home button to put on this game. And I was like, where would that take me? I'm here now.
My Apple TV says that like for any game because I have like Fox Sports, and I have apps that I don't even pay for anymore, but I have them logged in.
Sure.
It sends them to me. So I think it's just going to take you to if you have the app to watch it. It's not actually
well,
Apple
he doesn't
TV.
have any. He is Spectrum.
Oh, that's
And Spectrum wouldn't list it as an available game because it's just a live too. Maybe.
I've also gotten those pop-ups. I've never clicked on it either, so I don't know where it takes you. But I just assumed it's going to take me somewhere that I'll then have to pay or whatever. It's like,
I
we
don't
thought
have
you had YouTube
notifications
TV.
on. I like to imagine getting a pop-up while watching something is strange to me. The only thing that I have set up is something that I don't even have the other end for, in that if someone rings my doorbell, it would pop up. You know, like the video feed would pop up, but I don't have a Ring doorbell. I don't have anything to pull from. No feed, but that's the only alert.
No, I'll get it sometimes when we watch it. It'd be like 9:30. It'd be like, it's a close nail biter, blah, 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 left in the fourth quarter between blank and blank. I also get it for hockey and like all the sports I've subscribed to. So it's not like I'm getting a baseball notification because I've never touched baseball. It's just like the ones that I've subscribed to. So I thought it was pulling from the apps that I already have, but maybe not. I don't know how it does it. It's just watching us, you know. Taking all the info. Or me.
Yeah.
Could be watching.
You know me, I've locked my shit down.
Oh, my God. Jeez, oh, Pete. So I just got 3 notifications all boop, 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 boop.
Are any of them good? It is a nail biter at the...
Oh, my God. No, it was someone going live on Twitch, a Discord notification, and something else I don't remember. Maybe double Discord, because I guess they pile up, don't they? And it might have just been double Discord.
We got to pile up.
I got to pile up. So, yeah. So then we get into what we watched or have played or taken part in over the weekend or the week since we've gotten together last. Didn't really watch anything besides One Piece. Obviously, still getting into One Piece. I also started watching.
Getting into.
Well, you know, still getting caught up, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm still
what
caught
episode are you on?
I'm on 948. I think.
Just getting into. Now that we're here, let's dive in.
Yeah. But I started watching the Iron Blooded Orphans Gundam series.
Right.
Because we went downstate. Bought Gundams. There's a lot of stories in there we could tell. Went downstate, bought Gundams. I brought one back from that series. So I started watching that series while I was building it. Got about, 13, 14 episodes in while building the Gundam. Felt very frustrated with building the Gundam.
Yeah.
But
Hobby Lobby does have a lot
do they?
Of shit there too.
That's cool.
I stopped by just to be like, one, I want to check it out and see what the space and everything looks like. I don't know why people are so hype on Hobby Lobby. Just as a store overall, I'm like, well, Michael's is the same thing.
Yeah.
It seems as though they have Gundams, though. To be fair, I haven't been to Michael's and been to their like model kit section in God knows how long. But I went for those craft Q-tips that are like pointed. They're like cones. So I got 2 sizes of those. So I spent $8 at a Hobby Lobby for my first time ever in the building.
I feel like in my head, when I think of Michael's, I think of the racks of shelves are above your head. So you can go into the aisle and not see the next aisle. Where Hobby Lobby, I feel like all of them you can see over.
That's what I felt the same
it
on
just
Hobby
feels
Lobby.
More open up top. I feel like that's the only difference.
Which I don't know if I wanted or disliked or whatever. When I think of Hobby Lobby, I think of home goods in my mind. Just because I'm like, oh, there's seasonal tchotchke bullshit. Like I walked in the door and the first thing they had was a flamingo like serving tray. Yeah, and I was like, "This isn't a hobby."
The foyer or whatever, not the foyer, the
breezeway,
whatever you call it, the vestibule area up front is got like furniture and random stuff that has nothing to do with hobbies.
That's the thing. I was like, "What is this?" So maybe it's just because I've always seen that. You know, when you like if I'm driving by, because there's Oriana's right there, a grocery store, and AMC's right there. So I'm always passing by in some capacity. And when you look at it, it feels like home goods. When I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's ornaments and or ornamental things and decorations and whatever, serving trays, as I said. But then, when I went in, I was like, oh, this is just a craft store. That's that.
That's that.
But that's what I think of there. Funny enough, when I think of Michael's, I think of popsicle sticks.
Popsicle stick. Okay.
I think of like, oh, that and glue just mixing together and people making hobby shit out of that. And I'm like, it's almost like I think of one as arts and crafts. I think now I'm going to think of Hobby Lobby as the like actual hobbyist things. Because when I was looking for Gundam stuff, the aisle that it was in had like air compressors and paint sprayers and stuff, but they were locked behind glass and they all looked nice and everything was laser lined well. I was like, it's still just a craft store, but everything looks better. Where Michael's, I'm like, there's all the cinnamon brooms and fake flowers and glue all over the place.
Yeah.
And Look,
Well-
you can make a puzzle out of wood.
Well, in Hobby Lobby, Jesus is watching. In Michael's, it's
Trust
tyranny.
me, I know, because I went to 2 things. The way I know Jesus is watching: 1, no tap to pay.
Oh,
A
shit.
very unholy thing to do.
Yeah,
is tap
that's
to pay.
crazy.
The second is the checkouts were lined with Bibles.
Yeah.
I was like, this is insane. And I also noted the hours because I drove up and I was like, I never checked to see if they were open. It was about 11. And yeah, they open at 9, but I saw Monday to Saturday.
Yep. No going in there. It's Sunday.
No doing anything.
Nope,
No
nope.
turning on the stove. No handling money.
Also, real quick before we get into more stuff, I want to let you know that I tried. I tried very hard, but I've got
Got so far?
confirmation that'll happen tomorrow. I went all the way to Target this morning early to try to find, because not only does Liquid Death have Dr. Death, a Dr. Pepper flavor, they have Liquid Death Cola and a root beer. They have like multiple
they're-
soda flavors now.
But are they to be sodas or are they to be soda flavored waters?
They are.
I know that sounds
They're,
strange.
they're,
but
they're labeled as soda flavored sparkling waters.
I
What
wonder
that
if
means
that's because they're going to keep the 0 calorie, the
Well,
quote unquote healthy. But
Liquid
like,
Death's always like 10, 20 calories. It's never like the flavored ones aren't 0.
oh,
like-
well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's like you're drinking something existent and real. But
Yeah. So, but I wanted to try them. The reviews are really high for them. Apparently, they're so like I went to Target. I was like looking around. I find like a box of Liquid Death. I grab it. No, that's not it. Grab it. I'm like, oh. And I hear someone go, "You're looking for the Liquid Death?" And I look and I go, "Actually, yeah, they've got 2 soda flavors." He's like, "Yeah, we're out of those right now." And he shows me a shelf just empty. And I went, "But you had them?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry. They're going to be back tomorrow. I guarantee it." And I was like, "All right, I'll come back tomorrow."
I guarantee it.
That's what
a
he's-
strange thing.
That's what I thought. I was like,
love the way you look.
that-
guarantee it.
He was an older gentleman, so but it was like in my head, I was like, "Damn, are they selling out? Is this like a thing that I have to show up at 9 o'clock tomorrow or 8 o'clock when they open?"
Deadheads didn't mean what it used to mean. It's something new.
It's
just
crazy.
Liquid Death, holy
I couldn't believe it, but I
followers.
tried really hard to get us flavors to try today. Didn't make it happen.
Yeah,
Though.
that's cool. I saw you brought in the bum.
I did get the bomb
I
for
brought
later.
this in for a little bit of I feel like I'm going to be on speed from 145 to 445, trying to blitz through decks and stuff. So
Yeah, I just grabbed that because I'm gonna take that, sit on that computer from when we're done now until 7. Because if I get done with the video I'm working on now, there's another one. If I get done with that video magically, there's another. Like there's another one, and
Yeah.
another one, and another one. So I won't run out of work today.
yeah. Well, I've got all the deck stuff. Then I also got to try to reach Steven still from our distributor.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't gotten to us, so
Oh,
he didn't contact me. So I might actually just have to call him and be like, hey. But then also, where's the money in the account that we're doing it from? And my card doesn't work, so I got to use yours again. And how do I update
gotta
my
switch
card?
my card, yeah.
Do I update my card? The it's just like so much random
Yeah.
shit. I'm like, oh my god, please! I hope it all works.
Did you ever call the person GR for Gundam yesterday?
No, I didn't.
Oh shit!
I don't think my alarm went off.
I was just thinking maybe you did it while I was getting Subway or doing something, but I forgot to ask yesterday, so I was just checking in
Should I call
today.
right now on mic.
On mic. I don't know if you should go. Well, I guess I don't know. We're live though. We can't get it. Can you? Yes, you'd have to let him know that he's on mic on a podcast.
Why?
It's for his clearance, isn't it? Like
Clearance? I didn't sign a fucking clearance.
I think it's like a thing you have to do. You can't just put someone live on mic.
That's not true. That's not true. What's Luke gonna do? My boy Luke.
All right.
Let me just find which galactic was it? It was
So
galactic.
this is the last podcast / stream you ever see from Real Pixel. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. It's been a blast. We're risking it all.
We got to risk it all, right?
Here we go.
Why wouldn't we? Is this registering? Oh, you can't tell.
Black Toys County. This is Jacob speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, Jacob, is Luke available? I'm calling him back.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll pass you off to him.
Perfect. Thank you.
James comes in. Sorry, James. We're off the rails already.
Luke, how can I help you?
Hey, Luke. This is Jake Stokes. I came in on Saturday and we talked about Gundam. I was told to call back because you were going to be talking with Bandai yesterday and everything. What's the word? We got good news?
Yeah, I know we're going to get the product. I know it's going to be available. I'm waiting on my immediate boss to tell me what we're charging for it. I think I've seen most of the places in the area are somewhere between 70 and 90. So I would expect somewhere around there, but I don't know for sure. I'm waiting on them. Did you want me to take you down as like put your name down so that we don't like sell out without you?
Absolutely, yeah. Whether it's 150 or lower, I'm doing it. So
Okay.
70 to 90 works for me.
That makes sense. And like I said, that's just what I saw looking at other scheduled events in the area. So
Yep.
I don't know what our price is going to be on it, but let me get a piece of paper here, and I'm going to take your info down.
Sure thing. Well, I spent a lot on model kits this weekend, so I'm not going to bat an eye at it.
No, I feel you. Like, I think people are more just rearing to go, and I was glad to hear anything back, honestly, because it's been so much like, oh yeah, we sent a follow-up email.
A lot of hurry up and wait. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. You said it was Jake, right?
Yep, Jake Stokes.
Could you spell that last name for me?
Stokes.
And a good phone number for you. 3583. Perfect. I will. I'll put you down here. I'm gonna start a spreadsheet with people for signing up because it's kind of like first come first serve.
You got it.
And I'll have you as my first person in there. If I get pricing information back in the next couple of days, I'll just give you a call because I think it caps at 16 anyway, so it's not that big of a deal for me to just give people a call that are waiting on info, you know?
Yeah, well, I've got the app ready for all the registration I need, and the Venmo's clear.
I know the app says it's $999.
Yeah.
It's certainly not going to be that. I believe they left that blank, and it just auto-filled is my understanding of what happened.
Yeah, I checked it when when you told me you had the listing signed up. I was checking other spots in the state, so I saw the $999. I knew it was a placeholder. I used to own the LGS up here in Traverse City, so no worries.
Oh, okay, awesome. I will let you go then. And if I get info on the pricing in the next couple days, I'll just shoot you a call at that 231 number.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Luke.
Excellent. Yeah, have a great one.
You too. Bye.
Bye now.
So I don't know how that came through on the mic.
You saw it live.
So
Who cares how it happens? I got one.
So we'll
And without the most perfect confirmation in the world.
Yeah.
I'll start a spreadsheet with you,
yep.
and all. This guy, what a. Oh yeah. I'm like, you're not from around here, are you, bud?
So again, I don't know how that sounded, but if we popped out and popped in on the VOD later, came through crystal clear. All right, James. So it'll probably be in the VOD and everything too.
I'm glad all of you could meet my friend Luke, my good personal.
Did you like
close
the
friend.
quick mute
Luke,
of the phone number?
You know what Luke's doing? Yeah, whatever.
Okay, go on.
Anyone call me. Anyone who heard that, if it was possible, which I know it's not, but anyone can have it. But Luke's getting a fucking Christmas card this year. You know what I mean? He's getting something. He's getting something special.
Now, question:
I'm gonna learn a lot about Luke. And he's gonna get something personal.
You're gonna get this kit.
Sure.
Will this kit allow you to bring it back in for us to play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Now there's only including alternate arts. So take the unique number. It'll be less than. There's only 86 cards in the set.
Gotcha.
So the decks, they're not diverse.
Right. Yeah.
They're you really just have enough to maybe build the three, like, excuse me, burping a lot. The mid-range, the control, the aggro, and even then they're very soft in those directions. The biggest thing that I want it for is because the unique arts that you're getting with the beta set that won't exist going forward, or because even if it's just they have the beta symbol, I want that. And then it comes with a sort of like metallic acrylic dice sleeves that I'll be using with the Dragon Shield outers.
Of course. And
a custom EX base, which is the like, because there's like shields in the game that you try to hit on. The EX base is the RX 78-2, the OG Gundam, but it's just a big like head of his, and it's a foil promo.
Gotcha.
And then there's chances to pull foil resource cards.
Okay.
So I just want all that stuff.
Okay.
I want a binder of beta. I want a complete beta binder.
That's fine. That's fair.
Which would be tough because the Wing Gundam and the Aerial are like wicked rare, and they're it's already a rare box to get. So they're going to be it might be $1,000 card.
Well, I was just seeing it's like you're going to get this box and be like, cool, I have it. You play at the event, and then you come back, and then we can't play Because I would like to, even if both decks are the exact same, I'd like to sit down and just run through.
If you and I have like mirrored decks. Yeah, I mean 16 packs with only 80 some cards. I'm gonna have more than a play set of a lot of cards.
Gotcha.
I'm sure. And with that, who knows? Maybe as I open it, I'm like, here's my 4 of, and I'm putting all the extras in a box, and I go, hey, I have these extras. Who can trade me for the 2 I'm missing here? The 2, and I'll be facilitating.
Oh yeah.
I'll be buttering.
You'll be making a lot more friends than just Luke.
That's right. It'll be Luke
this
and crew,
Friday,
Luke
next
and
Friday.
brothers. Oh, the day of the event.
Yeah.
I think the 31st is a Thursday, right?
Oh, it's a Thursday. Okay.
Let's see, 2, 3, 4. No, it's a Friday. Theirs was on Saturday. They confirmed theirs for Saturday because I was like, oh, it's also the first Saturday of the month, which is the Bandai event they hold where you get a free kit, like the free little kit, and you build and whatever. And I was like, I might be bringing the whole crew with me, even though I'm the one participating. You guys just want to go do the beta event?
Just all of us spend.
Holy shit. We could all do it.
We could all do
TC takeover. It's like there's 16 slots. I brought 11. Who's helping facilitate trade? Dude, what if? Hear me out. Hear me out. Don't tell. Okay, Shay. I'm already thinking of Shay. I gotta have. You're Shay. I gotta say it.
Okay.
With you nearby.
I'm Shay.
What if? I think Justin's in. I think she doesn't do that. I don't think she does that.
Well,
I think Nick would be in. I understand that you're in to play. I can get anyone to go down and play.
Right.
Derek doesn't want in the game, for instance. He's like, I'm not buying into a game because you're going to abandon me, is very clearly what he said. And I said, yeah, that's probably true. And also, you don't want to invest in a game. Whatever.
I get it.
That's
I get
fine.
it.
What if I say, you come down, you fill a slot, I buy your box.
That's easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
2 boxes, 3 boxes, 4. You guys are just phantom playing for me. I'm rigging the system. Because I bet you there's a promo, a winter promo at the end. I think it's a resource card with Hiro Yui on it, which I haven't watched that show yet. But
so not only we have to show up, rip the packs for you, we got to really game if we're trying to get the winner.
You don't think I'm gonna fucking game? You don't think I already know what decks are out there?
Well,
you don't think I'm looking at the optimal
right? But
path?
you want me to game too. So when you get to the top 4, it's me, you, Nick, and we just be like, cool, we split.
Nah, no splits.
No splits. I'm
no
sorry.
splits. But it's more so that it's just like, hey, we're
all friends here.
Yeah, we're all friends here. Yeah. Okay. Get on the phone with Luke right now. No, just kidding. Hey, Luke.
Luke.
I'm up here in Traverse City. My buddy James
I was on a podcast with my buddy Stokes, and he took a call from you or called you on the podcast, and I feel like I need to call you as
You'll
well.
be hearing from my lawyer. Thanks, Luke.
Thanks, Luke. All right.
No, I think if I tell Nick how available this is, I think that's going to drive him alone. Let alone his drive for Gundams. Let alone it's a card game that I'll be playing, you'll be playing. Okay. Now I just got to budget $80 5 times.
Yep.
Budgeted. I just did it.
Nailed it. All right. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing on the first.
Cool subcodes.
That's fair.
Your boy's eating ramen in Chicago. No Giordano's for me.
Oh my God. All right.
Sorry.
That's all right. I guess
tangent.
That's fine. That's why
it was
we're
your
here.
Reminder that I was like, oh fuck.
Hey, I'm glad I reminded you.
Yeah, for real. I must have set the calendar date, and I didn't have because I normally have it set alert to 5 minutes before, 15 minutes before, whatever, and I just didn't have that alert set up.
Okay. Well, it sounds like after this, you'll be calling them back and setting up 4 more reserves.
No, I'm gonna have everyone else call.
Oh, really?
I think I'll have to. I can't just be like, hey, hold one for my buddy. Hey, hold one for my buddy. Because I'm going to say, I got 6 people in a car that are willing to pay. Like Nate. This is like, oh, dude, I keep coming up with great people. Derek and Nate, they don't want to pay for shit.
Right.
They ain't buying nothing. Nate's going to say, well, I just did an expensive weekend last week. And I'll say, I know, but I got you.
Okay. But we have to call.
I think you'll have to. Listen, my good friend Luke, I don't think he knows me like that.
Okay.
He doesn't know we're good friends. That's a personal thing.
It's just gonna because I'm Luke, right? I get the call from you. Okay, cool. Hang up. And then I get a call. Hey, my buddy Stokes just told me. Okay, yeah, I can get you in. Another one. Hey, my buddy Stokes just told. I'll be like, can you tell Stokes just to call me? How many people is he bringing? I don't want to keep taking these calls.
Well, yeah, that's you from an aggressive standpoint. A guy who talks like this is not gonna be. He told me it's not really $1,000. That's what he told me. He said it says $999. It's not really gonna be that. I know, Luke.
Yeah.
I think I like this guy. There might be a naivete is all I'm getting at. There might be a social, who knows, some sort of disconnect there. But
okay. So maybe I'll give him a call after this.
James, you're coming with... you like
Everyone's
card
playing
games,
Gundam.
Yeah. Shay will be like, you got us in for how much?
Well, Shay, look at here, okay?
Shay, when I crack 2-wing Gundams, dude, we're going to be...
Well, Shay, look at here, okay? They had 16 slots. I guaranteed myself the winner. I just had to buy 16 tickets.
Listen.
I just had to find 15 friends.
What if I said, hey, Shay, you're famous on the internet. Let's get you in for free. Let's use this. Let's leverage this. Let's get you in the front of Galactic Weekly as like, look, local legend. I am thinking though,
everything,
it's the same budget, it's the same bucket. We share cards. She's a gamer.
Yeah.
How many times has she top 8'd our events here because she's also just good at limited for some reason?
True.
You tell me I gotta go build mana bases after this? There's no way. Everyone's getting in a group chat.
I think my favorite part about this is you're like, well, Shay, you're a legend. It's like everything Shay doesn't want. You're like, but you are. You could do this. We could put you on the front of a magazine.
Shay says, you can't take me anywhere.
I'm not. No.
She's gonna be like, what, next weekend? Like, what are you talking
James is like, all I gotta do is show up. Hell yeah. There it is.
Easy.
James, we're gonna have to send you a phone number to call.
Yeah. You're looking for Luke.
You're looking for Luke. So you need a kit. And then we're going to go down there. What's going to happen is...
And he's going to be like, I shouldn't have told this guy we were starting signups because now there's going to be an avalanche. He's going to be like, this guy leaked it to Reddit. You know what I mean?
It's going to be our Lurkana sales all over again.
Yeah.
It's what's also going to be
like,
funny
I
is...
heard I can get a case.
Though what's funny is we're also all going to go down there and it'd be like, oh, I need to pick up my kit. Mine too. Well, we'll do it one at a time. And Stokes, you just tap your card. No, you won't. I got it.
It's on me.
Rounds on me.
I bet you Nick will want his cards. Justin's is a maybe because I don't think he's looking at collecting cards like that. But
I'm there just to support you. Yeah. And give you something to...
I'll be like, hey, can I buy this with some trade and just drop my artifact binder and be like, how do we manage this?
Do a bunch of cool stuff orders, grab the cards, take them down there, trade them in, get the Gundam cards.
You think I'm above it?
I'm not saying, no.
No, definitely not.
All right. So we'll be playing Gundam. We did Gundams over the weekend.
Yeah, we went down to this store where I met my now good friend Luke.
Good friend Luke. I've had 2 conversations with him.
You saw the second.
So besides that, did you watch anything? I know you talked about going to see movies.
I'll give you
theaters.
one guess of what I watched.
Wolfman?
A Gundam.
Oh, you just watched Gundam. Did you not end up going to see Wolfman?
No, I wanted to, but Shay had all the... Well, one, we were gone on Saturday, which would have been a great day for us to go, but Shay's been home renovating with cabinets and stuff, so with that, I really want to go.
Internet
I told her
Shay.
Internet famous
Doing
Shay.
her own work.
I told her IMAX is important to me, blah, 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 but I'm like, you know what? So she gave me a soft blessing of like, I really wanted to see it, but if IMAX is important and we don't want to wait just in case... You can go ahead. But I just didn't have the time for it. Sunday, we came in and built decks because of things happening, and now that just seems to be the pace we're on. I think when I drop off the car to her, I might have her drop me off at the theater if the movie times work out.
Tonight?
Yeah, it would be like a 5-ish thing. So if they have an IMAX around that time, I'll go see Wolfman. But I'm sure you've seen or heard or whatever, but it's not being reviewed well at all.
I haven't actually,
so
but
I'm just softening my expectation, which I think is only going to help.
Yeah.
When I go to watch and go, oh, what were people talking about? Like, I didn't want to see the original Wolfman again. Give me something new.
For me is I want to see that, but then I want to see Den of Thieves 2, and I also want to see...
I didn't see the first, but the second one does look fun.
And I want to see Flight Risk that comes out this weekend. But every one of those movies, I was like,
Flight Risk comes out this weekend.
Every one of those movies, I was like, I could probably squeeze in an early show Saturday before Drip, so we could do it. Every one of those movies starts at like noon, and it's going to take.
I
you
think
to
they
2.
open at noon, so yeah, that's.
It's a Saturday. Give me a 10 o'clock showing.
I don't think they do those. And that's,
hate AMC.
It's funny because you say AMC. I knew you were going to say it, but it was Carmike didn't do it. GKC didn't do it when those were up here. The State Theater is the only one I've known that has a 9 or 10 a.m. showing.
Man, every theater I used to go to. Celebration.
Well, yeah, but you had a lot
NCG.
of people. They were like trying to alleviate pressure. We don't have that many people up here. or let alone movie going people.
Yeah, but it's
what about Sonic the Hedgehog 3?
I already own it.
Oh, you own it?
It
You
came out
pre-ordered
today.
it?
That was one of
Digitally?
my stories. It came out today. Digitally, I bought it. You want to watch it? I got it, dude.
Oh. Well, I mean, I do want to watch it. I got to see the second one first. Though,
I've got that one too. We watch them all.
What do you own them on?
Apple TV.
Apple TV?
Just bought them through Apple.
That's fair. I don't know how I'd get them from you besides logging in, but that sounds like it'd be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm pretty locked into the stuff
That's
I'm locked
fair.
into. Maybe on my PlayStation I could sign in as you
Well, maybe.
just to have it separate, but
Ooh, watching that after this, James, you're in for a great time. I wish I could watch that movie for the first time again.
3?
Yep.
Nice.
Or are you watching 2, James? I guess we did talk about 2 of them. Which one are you watching? But yeah, it came out today. Yesterday I checked. I was like, God, when's this coming to streaming? I just want to watch it again. And it said pre-order on it. I went, yeah, I know I can pre-order. You can pre-order any movie once it's in theaters. And I looked at it, said like came out today. And I went, oh, I'm like 6 hours away from being able to watch Sonic 3.
Hell
So
yeah.
3, love the other ones. James, get pumped. I think you're really going to like 3. And then there's spoilers for what possibly some ideas of what 4 is going to be.
Oh, sure.
And I
Wait,
hope
that like you mean in the movie?
not in the movie. Like recently they had like different scenes that were supposed to be in 3 that got cut or changed. And then like, like have like, not storyboards, but like concept art drawn for what 4 idea could be based on things in 3. Oh. And I hope if it's real, that'd be very cool.
Sure.
Without any spoiler, because
I'll
I know
watch 'em.
James is going to be watching
I'll
3
watch
after
'em.
this. I won't spoil anything, but if a tenth of what they're saying the next one's going to be like, it's going to be sick because this one was sick. So
Yeah.
I didn't watch Sonic 3 yesterday, though. I didn't stay up that late. I went to bed early so I could get up early so I could go to Target and get disappointed they didn't have Liquid Death. So
They open at what, 10?
they opened at 8.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Earlier than I
I got
thought.
up, went to the gym, drove to Target, drove back to pick up Bethany, took her to the chiropractor, drove here. So that was my whole morning. Boop, 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 boop,
So
boop.
she's still at the chiropractor?
No. She came back with me. She's working.
No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, you can. I'll mute for 5. No, James. No,
Don't mute.
No mute. It's okay. We don't need. Stokes doesn't want to hear it, and he's gonna watch it. So, but we also have to do our Grind and Skate Town USA back-to-back double feature stoned viewing.
That does sound nice.
It sounds so. Maybe once Aether Drift is locked and done, maybe we'll find a day and be like, look, we just spent the last 3 weeks just grinding. Let's take a day.
Yeah, we'll chat about that.
Yeah.
We got yeah. I was telling Shay some funny stuff that CGB said while you were editing.
Oh, great.
But yeah, I mean, well, what's after that? Anything? No, because then I guess it's just clear till Chicago, right?
Yeah. Well, then we have Chicago at the end of the month. But that's why I'm thinking.
Aether Drift. Well, that's why I'm saying we're clear until
Yeah,
Chicago.
I'm thinking
Clear.
a perfect little break
Dude,
in
who
the middle
knows,
there
though?
would
We
be
might-
nice.
Might be just playing Gundam all the time.
We
I might
could
be
be playing
staring
Gundam.
at cards. I might be theory crafting. That might become a game I enjoy.
That's true. But even with that, you won't be really playing until July. So you got
I'll
time.
be missing 200 cards.
You got time to
Ish.
theory craft. Recently, I was looking. I was like, "Oh, let me see what the new thing was with Pokemon." But everything's just prismatic evolutions. Everyone's going
new
crazy.
set was announced. Pre-orders are up for it on Southern Hobby.
I've seen some cards, the Japanese arts and stuff. They look real cool.
It's from what I saw. I just glanced at it as I was doing something else urgent and important, so I didn't get to really look.
Yeah.
But I think I saw Zora Arc on the cover,
Yeah,
which is
I think
my favorite Mon. If we're not including Gengar as like,
I think N
obvious choice.
has a special art with him. I just saw someone share.
N like N's Resolve N.
Yeah, I believe so. Somebody shared it and they're like freaking out, and I was like, "That's really cool."
I like people freaking out.
This is all. Oh, maybe not. I was like, sometimes it's like right at the top because I'm still on Stupid X
It's
just
crazy.
to check for news.
It's crazy that we're still taking 45 minutes to get through housekeeping stuff like what we watched, and so far we haven't watched anything.
Yeah, well, the sad
you
part
said
is
you watch Iron Blooded Orphans. We didn't talk about that much, but I did watch Thunderbolt, one that I was asking you to get. What'd you say? Get Trixie.
Get Trixie.
Get Trixie with. Is that what you were saying
Yeah,
earlier?
yeah, dude.
Um,
It's not here.
So I watched Thunderbolt. It's 6 or 8, I forget, episodes, but they did it in 2 movies as well. I watched the 2 movies, and it's the first Gundam I've watched that didn't get my heart. it's a very cool theory thing. Like I really like the actual sort of written story of it is unique. I think it was a little overhyped to me. Everything as I was looking up timelines, so many people are like Thunderbolt is a staple for me. Thunderbolt's what I love. It's newer animation style, but it was really heavily stylized in a way that I just really didn't like.
Okay.
They also, it was the first time that I think maybe it was because it was too short, maybe because there was actually two main characters. I always like it when they, the Earth Federation, they're the quote unquote good guys in this, where they're the ones who make the Gundam. They're the ones the heroes are on the side of, like almost every time, I think, if not every time. And this was the one where I was like, oh, I don't like the Earth Federation side. Like, I don't like the hero they're giving me. I don't like the team that they're with. I care about maybe one, maybe two people. And also it was weird because Thunderbolt, like if I were to really watch it like in a true chronological, kind of like I'm doing, I would have watched the first movie and then gone further in the story and watched. Like there's almost like a time skip that they haven't filled with anything else yet.
Interesting.
So the thing I'm watching after that, I'm in the middle of right now, Stardust, or it's just called Gundam 083, Stardust Memory. That one takes place in 083. The second Thunderbolt, Bandit Flower, takes place in 080, which is like the year the war ended, but after the war, like kind of towards the end.
And this is 080. It comes before 083. It's not like the reverse.
No. It is like when the colonies went to space, they had Universal Century 01. They like restarted the timeline. Like when did they discover they could do that? 1976 or something. And then by 2055, we were headed to space, starting UC-01. Like it's in our future still.
Gotcha.
So it's in like a modern Earth, alternate modern timeline.
So in 30 years from now, we're going to get a bunch of people posting on socials, be like, hey guys, it's the start of UC-01.
Yeah, we should have been.
This is it.
I'll be there.
I'll be there. That'll be me.
I'll be there. Yeah, so it's funny. And then, you look at the timelines and they're like, UC-04, this character's born. And I'm like, who gives a fuck? They don't matter until 30 years from now. Whatever. But
anytime you get fandom like that, they break that down. Like Lord of the Rings is, this the date Gimli was born. It's like, does that really matter when Gimli was born? I know when he's important. I've seen all that, but
yeah,
when people go back, they do all the dates. It's kind of cool.
It's cool to see it written out in some capacity, but all the same. Yeah, so it's in an interesting spot where I'm like, I feel like the 6 movies that were the origin, where it's all just political bullshit. I kind of just want a movie that's about the political bullshit from 80 to 80 almost. Like there's like we lost, but towards the end of 80, there's like almost like a rebellious group of losers that post-Antarctic Treaty were like, we still want Zeon to keep living, so we're going to try to fuck up people by doing these things. And we're as far as, that's the plot of 083. They make their second Gundam, where the other Gundams were prototypes or came out in 2015 in a one-off movie that was like, it's here, so we got to technically count this one. But the first time, it was like, they made this anime in like the late 80s, early 90s. They're like, we are making a second Gundam. And the whole point, the first or second episode, is Zeon invades, steals that Gundam. So now it's OG versus the second model with like nuclear capabilities.
The T-800 versus the T-1000, the T2.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
It's exactly that, which maybe, I don't know which came first, depending on like years of anime versus movie and all the same.
Who knows how it all works.
Yeah, but it's funny how it's just like, okay, well now I'm in 83, but there's still Zeon people trying to be Zeon people. Like what's going on in the middle? Who are the players that are involved here? And I really want to see that, but it does not exist.
Now, I know Iron-Blooded Orphans, separate timeline. But in the main timeline, is there anything known as the Calamity War?
No.
No? Okay. So that's separate.
Because it's only the 1-year war that I know of. I still got a lot of timeline left.
They reference the Calamity War in the show so often in the beginning. I'm like, maybe this is something I should know about because I've watched other Gundams, but I haven't. But then recently they started going in and explaining the Calamity War. So I'm like, well, maybe not. Maybe it's just they didn't explain to me in the beginning and that I'll get to it later.
I'm looking up, there's an image I regularly go to that shows the timelines. So Iron-Blooded Orphans. It's always tough because you're looking for a logo. Yeah, it's called post-disaster is the timeline that they're on. There's an Iron-Blooded Orphans and an Orphans 2. Maybe they mean season 2 because they just put a 2 next to it as if it's a new thing. And I think maybe it's one of those things where there's 2 seasons, but it's on one.
Probably.
I didn't want to say timeline. One season on the Netflix apps or the Crunchyroll or whatever. Mars Independence Movement and McGillis Group. Those are the names of the
So you said
orphans.
post-disaster?
That's it. Yeah, it's post-disaster. And it looks like it takes place in post-disaster year 323.
Is the disaster
the Calamity War? 300 something years ago?
Or is disaster...
Probably not.
Well, it's possible because they talk about how during the Calamity War, what happened was people had Gundams. Gundams fucked everything up. So they stopped doing shit with Gundams. And now they're using one Gundam, the Borutus, and they're like, this is a relic. I'm surprised it still runs. Blank, blank, blank. So it could be that long ago. Or the disaster. I didn't know if like in Zelda, the Hyrule timeline is you get to Ocarina of Time, and it's either the hero won, the hero lost, or some other option, and that's what splits the timelines.
Sure.
And I'm like, is there a universal timeline thing that's called the disaster that split off?
Caused the different things? Yeah. No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no. And the Universal Century, it starts before a war breaks out, like quite some time before.
Gotcha.
It's like I think it's like because we're in 79, we're in 80, so we're not too far into a timeline. I think it's UC 39. I think no, that it can't be 59 maybe. So it's like we're still not even that far into it that the events that lead to a 79 start happening, but without them actually happening. So
okay,
I don't know.
Well, Iron Blood Orphans is fun so far. I haven't got that far into it. I'm maybe like a fifth of the way through. So I would say just now, I would say I know where the story's going, I guess. Like I kind of knew the characters. I know their like original goal. And now it's built to the point where I'm like, okay, I kind of see what the rest of the show, or at least the next 20 episodes are going to be about until you give me the hard turn for whatever reason. So
yeah, I'm happy now because I've been doing this timeline, right? And like I said, the first movies were in 2017. You jump to a 1979 show. Then you hit the 80s or 90s with 2 like short series that are just character stories is really all they are. And they have nothing to do with the timeline. Thunderbolt, they end up partaking in like the battle that ends the season is the battle that ends the war in 79. I'm like, oh, look, here we are. And you're just adding, oh, in the background, this was happening. And this, oh, look. This was what was really going on in 79, and we're just making up new Gundams and stuff. There was a new Gundam flying around, but we never saw it kind of thing. And it felt weird, and then jumps and stuff. But now that I'm in Stardust Memory, this is the one that they brought the old Gundam back. So it feels, the Grandpa Gundam is here. But also, apparently there's going to be like cameos of characters from the 70s as more adults or whatever coming back. So they're like 4 or 5 years, right? But they were 16 then, so they're coming back more grown.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them yet, but that's the kind of thing where so far, because they've referenced what happened in the 70s show more, it's like directly tied. I'm like, oh, this feels like a sequel. I feel like I've been following a timeline that's actually been a split thing, and it's like, what's the thing they say? Like, while this was happening. Meanwhile, it's that kind of anime. Meanwhile, in Vietnam, and you're like, okay, sure. We just had a battle at a spaceship, but meanwhile in Vietnam, this thing that actually has no consequence was happening. So it feels nice to kind of be out of character study thing and just be more focused on like how's the timeline actually keep going. Because after this, I believe I have the Zeta Gundams, which are again part of that like continuated like sequels. Then I get the movie Char's Counterattack, which is where a lot of spoilers happen, and I've been dodging like crazy.
Okay.
So I really want to see Char's Counterattack because it's a movie that came out in the 80s as a sequel to the thing. So
gotcha.
It's gonna be great.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
But that's all we watched is anime. Both me and you only watched anime.
And then what have I read? I'm catching up on manga now that we finished Chainsaw Man with Shay. I was like, okay, now I can read to finish the catch up. Then I can start reading with because right now I'm almost skimming. I'm not quite skimming, but I'm mostly reading to be like, if there's new dialogue, I'll look at the new scene, or I'll be like, oh, they framed this different. But otherwise, I've seen the show twice, so I'm like, I've seen all this.
Yep. It was very much me reading Haiku. I read Haiku all the way up to the movie, saw the movie, read through the movie, and not like skimmed, blitzed, because it's almost beat for beat, except for there'll be moments where they'll be like, there's a movie where you follow a different team and they made the movie, but they never dubbed it, or at least I haven't been able to find the dub available.
Yeah.
So I read that really closely, and then I read everything after really closely.
It's funny how it's the feeling of like, I've seen this, I know this, it is beat for beat, shot for shot. There's only a couple individual moments or scenes that I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this before. Let me scan the page a little different. Cool. Next page, we're back to the script.
Unlike a book to movie where they have to adapt it, manga to anime is sometimes the panels are just moving.
They're just living panels.
Yeah.
That is how it feels.
So which is good, I think.
Yeah.
Because you then, unless you're like us, you can just choose which one you want. Or if you start the anime and go, fuck, I can't wait 3 years for the next whatever, jump on the manga. It's going to be
what I told Shay as I was reading it, I was like, one thing I'm grateful for, or when if a movie's coming out and I want to read the book about it, I like to look at the cast so I can picture them or see whatever. I was saying it's nice that I have a voice for all of these people.
Yeah.
Like, I like that I have a voice. And as soon as a new character is introduced, I'm going to be like, what do they sound like? Because if they sound so different, I'm going to feel like a pull, but I can't feel that going the other way because I'm projecting it onto the page. So
yeah,
I don't know. That'll be great. But I'm excited to actually be reading new Chainsaw Man and get it. Because after watching the show again, I was like, this is the most anime thing I like. Mm-hmm. Like, Gundam is anime, but right now it feels more of a technicality.
Yeah.
Like it feels like the medium.
The medium, yeah.
But this one, I'm like, no, I'm reading and watching the genre of anime and enjoying it. So I don't want the second season to be what spoils me. Kind of like My Hero. I really enjoyed the first season. Second season, I fell off more. And then I caught up and I didn't want to read it. I didn't want to keep reading or going. So I hope I don't feel that when reading Chainsaw Man, where I'm like, this character's still stupid or still whiny or still this, and this isn't resolving yet. So
I will say that I think probably the biggest thing is, say you read through manga and then you jump back and then you'll watch the anime when the new season comes out. You might feel like, why is the anime going so slow? Because manga moves a lot faster than the animes usually do, because the animes got to pace themselves for the manga to come out, because they usually meet up. So reading,
I've noticed, compared to say like a comic book or something, there isn't as much action page, splash page, full spread. Like it's a lot of just like, I feel like every bubble or every panel rather has a speech bubble in it, and it's just very forward the plot, because as we now know from anime, there's 1,000 episodes. They're like, well, the plot has to happen. Like, it has to move quickly. So, and they also, don't they issue these out like weekly? Is that right?
Depends on who prints them. Like Shonen usually does weekly.
Is, different. But we're getting, it's like, I'm on book 3 reading whatever, chapter 65. And I'm like, how does this come out? So,
yeah, well, like Shonen Jump will do weekly, but sometimes.
Which is what Chainsaw Man is.
But because Shonen Jump Shonen Jump is what I don't know if it's still Jump, whatever. Shonen, it'll be like they have 30 volumes in rotation every week. If 5 of them need to take a week off, like 30 different shows
things.
or 30 different titles.
Yeah.
5 need a week off. They still have 25 that come out. It's just they might bip and bop. So you might miss a week but they're supposed to be weekly. The whole idea is Shonen is weekly.
Yeah, for me,
with a majority of their stuff.
Even as it comes out weekly, because reading a week takes me no time at all. Even when if I really start drinking the page in, it's not going to take me 15 minutes.
No, it takes no time.
So that's where I'm like, I'm going to be, just the same way I do for comic books, I'm going to just be a trades person. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be getting the volumes, as they're, I think, called, the chapter books.
Yep.
Not the chapters individually. So,
Yep. So
I gotta pee.
Okay. Well, he calls somebody, he goes to the bathroom. This guy, he knows how to podcast. Welcome back.
Thank you. I feel welcome.
So that's all we watched, played, all that stuff.
Yeah, Stardew, Overwatch, Rivals.
Yep.
I haven't done anything special in any of them, and that's that.
I streamed everything or Halo. I think those are the only things I've played, and a little bit of Fortnite. You know, the usual jump in.
Also streamed a bit.
Yep. And I beat Hellblade 2, and then I went and I did get the 100% in it afterwards because I only missed a few collectibles.
Nice.
I missed one collectible, which I'm like, man, the first game I was able to find all these. I can't believe I missed one. And then I figured out it's because they're the stone totems with the symbols on them. The one that I missed is actually upside down inside of a puzzle. And I was like, oh, I was doing I wasn't looking for this in the puzzle, and it was upside down. It's the only one that's like that. Okay, I can see why I missed that one. And then there's a second type of collectible where you have to look at a rock that's in the shape of a face, and you focus in on it, and then it like pops out where all of a sudden it reveals like a path. Like it still looks like a face, but as you get closer to it, it like, oh, it's actually open now because you focused on it. It's a really cool effect, but it's like, there's stones everywhere. So to find stones that look like faces, I'm like, some of them I'm like, oh, I see it. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'll run into it. But I was able to go back, find all of them, get through. Luckily, because this one you can go through, pick the chapters, pick points in the chapter. So it was really easy to go. I'm missing phase 6. Cool. Chapter 3, this one, run through, grab it.
Nice.
It was really nice.
That's good.
A fun, easy, 100% game. The only one that was a little weird was I accidentally got an achievement because you have to activate photo mode, which I never do. But I hit up on the D-pad and it gave me an achievement. I was like, okay, cool. And another one was once you beat the game, you can change the narrator. So it's no longer narrated by Senua. It's somebody else. And if you activate that, start the game, you get an achievement. So there's just two weird ones that you just had to do separate. But
yeah. I mean, I like the ones that you have to look at the achievement list to get. Like, you likely won't just get it.
Yeah,
I'm always cool with those,
yeah,
as long as it's not something ludicrous.
Yeah, where it's like my least favorite ones are the ones that are like, oh, you beat the game, cool. If you had gotten 300 kills in a single run and I see 98%, which means I needed to get 2 more kills with a gun or something, I'm like, why didn't you just come on? I was right there.
Yeah, I
don't make it a single run thing or whatever.
I'm hopeful that a game I will platinum, especially because PlayStation they have hidden trophies because they're related to spoilers. Mm-hmm. I'll just read the trophy list.
Oh, that's fair.
That's what I read it and see like, is there, and then also there's it's called Power Picks or PlayStation trophies. I go to those websites. And they have good comprehensive things where they essentially have a summary on top. Before they go into deep, how do you get every trophy or every challenge? They have ones that say, are there any missable trophies? Are any of the trophies glitched, like by any users? How long would this take? What's its difficulty? What are the quantity of trophies? And all of those things are listed really well. So if I see that there's no missable trophies, great. Because that means I can just go through, restart, and then I'll read the list.
2 things on that. One, why does IGN's guides for achievements suck? Well, I mean, website in general, but guides specifically.
Just everything about their wiki is so weird, right? It's like there's a sort of 3D effect happening on like, why am I on a page within a page, and why does it reset? And
I'm scrolling, and I've got the page that I'm reading the guide for, and then all of a sudden, like a weird see-through the page ad will pop up, and then I'm scrolling, and it seems like I missed something, but I can't look behind the ad. It's a weird mess.
No, it's a visual blending of things I don't like.
Another thing I heard was, God, I can't remember the game. I was trying to remember this. I remember the whole story. I can't remember the name of the game. But anyway, there's a game. You know how PlayStation, it's like, hey, you got all the trophies, you get a platinum trophy. That's like every platinum is you got all the rest of them.
Yep.
Apparently, there was an achievement in one game where it was get all the achievements, get this achievement. However, no one's ever 100% of that game.
Because it registers
itself as an achievement. So there's physically no way to get it. And I'm like, is that something deep in the thing of achievements? And they did it one time because maybe they saw the PlayStation Platinum. They did it once. It broke. And they're like, oh, we can't fix that. That's rooted in like the core of achievements. And that's why we don't have 100% achievement.
I would say maybe if it's a game that has both, they made the achievements list and the platinum equivalent. Because the platinum reads, get all the other achievements.
Right.
Complete all the achievements. And if they just went, cool, populate that
Separate,
next box.
yeah.
Because without having, before diamonds and shit like that, they were just all achievements.
Yep. With rarities and stuff.
They only had gamer score quantity. But even then, you could have any number. Whereas PlayStation has bronze, silver, gold. That's it. And, well, platinum, of course.
They had any number, but they always added up to 1,000, unless the game has multiple games.
Well, right. But you can't, all I'm saying is they didn't have diamonds and rarities and things like that. They just had points values, which were arbitrary and could have any number, right? They might have just been, let's populate this over. Let's just move it over. And the platinum trophy just reads like another one. Maybe it's 50 gamer score. It's bigger, or 100 gamer score, but it's just called, you know, absolute invasion. If it was like destroy all humans or something, like that's just what it's called. But for PlayStation, it's a platinum, and then it just couldn't pop on Xbox.
Yeah,
I imagine that was just a poor translation.
Probably a bad attempt on it.
Port.
Yep. But I thought that was funny because unlike PlayStation, if DLC comes out, you lose essentially the 100%. It's like, hey, you got 100% of the game. Cool. DLC comes out with achievements. You are now at 73% complete of this game. It's like, dang it. Where PlayStation will be like, you got the plat, you finished everything. DLC's got its own little section.
Oh, you've noticed that? Yeah, I was gonna say, if you click it'll say 73%, but if you click, it'll be 100, 0, 0, 0.
It'll break it down with like Xbox is just like, well, now the DLC's part of it, so it's a little different. But
that's why instead of 100%, I always said I got the 1,000 gamer score.
That's true.
But also that means you can get 1,000 gamer score without getting the base if you do DLC achievements or whatever. Yeah, it's interesting, but I don't know. I would still want platinum. Like if I played Astrobot, I'd want the platinum. I want to feel like I completed it. I'm kind of doing that with Stardew, just on a PC, right? Like I want to complete it. I
just like the complete, like it's bookend, like it's done. Like I did what I needed to do in this game.
But
period.
If they were to come out with more, or I see the percentage or whatever, it's never been the 100%. It's never been. But I think I'm fading on that's how I want to play games. I still like the achievement based gaming, but less so. Like if I play The Witcher, I like to feel like I do everything. I bet you that achievement list is a nightmare, though.
For me, it's how much do I like the game, and then if I like the game to a certain point where I'm like, I would like to have this 100%. Then I go, what is it actually going to take? How many times do I have to play through this game?
Or grind a nightmare difficulty I don't want to do? And
because then it's like, well, then I enjoyed this game at the point I played it. I thought it was difficult and fun, but if you put it on nightmare, I'm no longer having fun, and it's just for one. It doesn't matter.
Do I like this game enough? Cool. Will I continue to like this game
if I keep doing it?
This? Yeah.
That there's levels to it, but yeah. I think that's all I had for achievements and games. I had like those two things, but do you have any news or anything you want to talk about? I have a couple weird little things that were funny that I found.
Oh, Marvel Snap is back.
Oh, it's back?
Yep.
Congrats.
Which is great. It turns out it was because the publishing company of Marvel Snap is a subsidiary of ByteDance. So it's funny that ByteDance gets the okay on TikTok, but Snap stays dying. You know,
you think
it was funny though? I did hop in. I hopped in here, and since then a new day, I suppose you can say, has come about. I don't think I got anything special. Nothing popped up. Nothing whatever. I do have a new card and a new variant showed up in my thing, but they're not like a rare card. They're not, and it didn't give me an announcement. So I'm like, where did I earn this? Did you give me something? Did you for being down? I also realized that they're doing one of their more limited events that's like, I'll say it's 8 days. I think it's actually 8 days, but it's login bonuses. If you log in 6 times in these 8 days, you get the thing at the end, which is a fancy card, a border, like something you normally have to pay for. And I'm far enough now that I can get it, but it was like, oh, if I would have started on the day I would have had to have, like the last chance before I could get all of them, I wouldn't have had time because they shut it down. So they didn't seem to... Here's compensation for not playing. We're sorry.
Did you got a notification that a new thing came out, a new whatever when it was down? Did you end up getting that, or did you miss it?
Today's.
Oh, you can get it today.
Daily login thing.
Gotcha.
And they're like, get that matte black border or whatever. Yeah. That matte black border is part of the daily login.
They just had. I might be getting the numbers wrong, but for Pokemon Pocket, they just had. I think it was for 400,000 cards being opened. It's got to be more than that. I don't know.
Oh my god!
A certain number of cards
like
being
400 million, like
maybe
worldwide,
400
like
million.
Everyone's
yeah,
done
400 million cards opened. They gave you the final promo. Like promo number 8's been missing since the game launch, and everyone's filled up all the promos, and they're like, well, "How can I not get promo 8? What is it?" They just gave it out to everybody for the goal of the whole community, so everyone got it. So it's great.
Cool.
So all my promos are filled, which is awesome. I also got a couple new secret rares, but I'm still missing quite a few.
So it is 8 days. This is the login I was talking about, though, where that one there is the matte black border, which will be coming soon. I don't know. I always check this year. They have daily. So 50 minutes. So at 2 o'clock, it'll be it'll be available for me to get that. But yeah, and you can see you get a premium card and some boosters and stuff like that. But the card that I got, it's a pretty cool card. It's I got Black Bolt. So I don't know. I tried Googling it down. It came back, promo card, something like that. And I couldn't find it, and I couldn't find anyone else who had it. But there's the card. They gave me a super normal card. It's Series 3. And I was thinking, maybe did I open this and then I just shut the game off without looking at it because I didn't care? Like, I was like, oh, sure, it's a card. I'm quitting. I don't want to build a new deck right now. I don't want to. But then that's the promo they gave me, which is fucking sick. But this, as a super rare variant, you don't just get variants like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I don't know where this came from. But it doesn't.
Twitch drop?
Well, I did do the Twitch drops, but it wasn't
that one.
It wasn't that one. No. It was more of like a guaranteed kind of.
I mean, when I had TikTok down, I would check, and then when it came back up, it just looked like the exact same screen. So I hit the dismiss, and then it just started working again. I even read the back screen. Like, you know, you said,
back?
Yeah, you were just clicking through.
Have you read it since?
Yeah. I think, because people shared it on TikToks and stuff like that. But I was like, it didn't matter to me. TikTok's back. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
How else am I going to get my shopping done, all my news?
Your shopping done?
Yeah, like that's where I do all my stuff, dude.
Yeah, there it is. Thanks for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the U.S.
I don't give a shit about that. TikTok's back.
I mean, I give a shit about it because I'm like, that's crazy. That's like literally not the truth.
Well, yeah.
It's just insane. I mean, a lot of people on TikTok seem to have that thought. But what about all the people who don't? What about all the people that are Gen Z that actually voted for this guy? What about like everything related to it is just crazy to me that I'm like you told me about the meme where the guy punts the fucking ball and goes,
I'll go get it.
It's him punting TikTok and going, fuck, I'll go get it. But it was Biden extended it for 90 days and TikTok still went down for 12 hours without having to go down. And it was all preemptive before the thing would have even happened. And then they go live again and they just say Trump did it. And it was like, why? Let alone I told you about all their new terms of service and then did they do down so that they could put new up, like new terms of service and update.
Some people were on TikTok.
It's just crazy to me. And I'm like, this just seems very, very right in all of our faces. But yay, TikTok's back. I mean, dude, fuck that. I'm done.
I mean,
I was done already. You know that. I was never really in on TikTok, but
we're riding this line of like a lot of shit we could get into, but we don't need to get into it. We don't need to get into it. There's a line.
I'm buzzing. Happy inauguration day, dude. Yesterday.
Reese, I saw somebody. I talked to you about before where someone was asking for Luffy's help. Luffy, I need you to. America's got great food. We need you to come to our country so you can wipe it all down so we can start over, which is what he does in the show over and over again on islands. I think I told you that before.
Yeah, you did.
Recently, another video came out where they said specifically, they're like, Luffy, we're having problems with the celestial dragons, which are essentially the most like richest, pompous people in the entire world. Yeah. We need these celestial dragons punched right in the face. And it was just like, yeah. And I swiped away and I was like, where's my cat videos? Where's my funny stuff?
Shay was overrun with cat videos yesterday. And it was funny that I was like, we had the day without it, right? Where she hopped on Reels for a second and I was like, let's watch a Gundam YouTube video. Let's do a little build thing. Let's look at something. And then yesterday it was back on TikTok and I'm like, I think I might put a soft ban on that in our house. I think I need I can't not think about it now. So it won't be in our bed. You can still be the psychopath you are and listen to it in the shower. You can still listen to it while you brush your teeth. You can still do all the shit because TikTok is on all the time in our house. But I'm like, we have to recognize something within ourselves here and just nip that. I can't take it.
It's funny that like TikTok's the line for you. There's like a lot of other things.
For Shay?
Well, no, yeah, just for like we need to recognize this line right here. But it's like you also went to Hobby Lobby. That's got a bunch of issues.
For the first time ever today.
Right. But you know what I mean? It's just like TikTok's the line, but Hobby Lobby, well, I can go in now. It's just funny that was the line.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I had something after it. Hold on.
No, I don't see the comparison there with TikTok and Hobby Lobby.
No?
No.
Okay.
What? It's not because the companies are bad. It's not. This isn't a Chick-fil-A thing or whatever, which Chick-fil-A Hobby Lobby we can put together. I think that's about the same. The Uber Christian Sundays off. You got to answer what religion are you on your application, that kind of thing. Having an addiction to TikTok in bed, in the shower, in that is like, it's not Hobby Lobby's at my house. This isn't Chick-fil-A every single day. So now if it was we're having Chick-fil-A in bed all the time, I'd be like, let's stop doing food in bed, because I don't scroll through Instagram in bed. I don't scroll through Blue Sky or X. So it's not just TikTok. I didn't say get TikTok off your phone. It's why are we watching TikTok before bed every single night? That's the thing where I'm like, we need to stop this, because I don't like that we came back to TikTok. That's it.
Interesting.
I'm not telling you to delete it off your phone. I'm not telling her to delete it off her phone. It's been off my phone. I don't even remember when it deleted. It might have deleted itself as like one of those cloud delete things, because I literally never check it. Like, you know what I'm saying, right? Where it's like, this is an unused app. We're going to offload it. Typically, the icon's still there.
It's still
and
there,
I couldn't
right?
find the icon. So I must have been like, let me be preemptive on this. But it's something where it's like, why are we doing this before bed? Why is it on? For me, I'm not going to, because this is her life doing her thing all by herself. Why the fuck is TikTok on your phone in the shower? Just wash your fucking hair.
Well, the shower's weird because the phone doesn't go in the shower for me. That's weird.
Shay brings her phone into the fucking shower. This isn't like I'll listen to music in the shower.
Yeah.
But it's not from my phone on a speaker in the thing. It's like I project it to the HomePod I have in there, and I plug it into the charger
phone's away.
or whatever. And the phone's away, and I'm not answering anything. Sometimes it's a podcast.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I got a trim to do or something. So it'll
It's
be
a little bit longer.
And it was like literally anytime we have any downtime with our ears, we typically fill it with something.
Oh, yeah.
What's the difference between me grocery shopping with a podcast versus showering with a podcast? Not much. TikTok is like at max 2 minutes.
Yeah.
No shower for me has ever been 2 minutes or less. And that might be like, that's a rare thing, right?
Well,
but because what do I also
get a lot
see?
of longer
I see her go,
TikToks.
swipe, swipe, swipe. Oh, this is a video I want to watch. Ha, 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 ha. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Okay, we're back on this one. There's also so many ads on there and stuff. And I'm like James says, we got to get offline at some point in the day. So where my line is has nothing to do for me, even if it is TikTok as a company, and I'm like, oh, their content policies are changing and stuff like that. It's just we had it off for a second. Wasn't that nice?
Well, I was still on Red Note.
Shay was never on.
So
Red
I
Note.
just kept doing it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't know. There's got to be a point where it's like, okay, we got to stop it here, right? And it's not TikTok as a company. It's just which maybe it is.
So is it just phone in bed then?
I think. How would I describe it? So,
Or is it like Sudoku
having,
okay?
Having a phone. Yeah, I think there's a difference between choosing what you're receiving versus just asking for your phone to feed you something.
Okay.
And I think there's also that like maybe the likeness is like you're picking the restaurant, but then you're just taking what they're giving you. Is like I'm picking the restaurant and I'm picking the food I'm getting. I guess is like I go to YouTube, but you've seen my YouTube. I can't get suggestions. There are no things.
Yeah.
Unless I'm on desktop because they put them on the side.
Yeah. Because it's like you watch this video, which is the main screen, and all down the right side, no matter if you're logged in or not, there's 12 videos that they suggest or whatever.
Something.
Yeah.
There's something. And I told you actually when I brought up Guild Pact, the MTG, I said I clicked on my first recommended video in years today because I just wanted to see how they were doing because I know people on the show personally. But I don't even get recommendations. So when I go to YouTube, it's either in my sub feed, which I've carefully curated, or I'm typing in the Gundam I'm curious about and like seeking information or seeking a specific entertainment. The next, that will never end until that isn't in my bed.
I think
playing a game, Sudoku, that's the same thing. I know what I'm looking for. I have a goal, an end goal, a time to quit because I solved the puzzle. I don't know.
Okay.
There's TikToks that were like, this will be the last one. She swipes and it's like a downer one, but she still wants to watch it. And I'm like, what? And she's like, let's end on a funny one. I'm like, sure.
You can't end on a loss, dude.
Sure.
You can't end on a loss. You got to keep going.
I don't know, man.
You got to keep going. It's funny because I know all your stuff's curated, but I remember scrolling through your Twitch to find when we were streaming. I was like, oh my God, he follows so many people on Twitch. That's crazy. They're all curated. Like those are all people you probably follow and want to watch.
Well, and one of the things I do too
but
is...
I have like 6.
I'll say, yeah, it's got to be 50.
I know, right?
It's funny though because like, do 30 of them even stream anymore? Probably
Some
not.
of mine don't either.
So
I don't count those
They're
ones,
just
but
gone.
yeah.
They're like, I've never seen you not gray. I think the most I've ever had online at one time is like maybe 8 or 9 when like a new game comes out. Like Marvel Rivals had a big push for everybody. Like some of the ASM artists I follow were streaming Marvel Rivals and not doing ASMR. They were just playing.
Right.
Yeah, I think the part of that curation and my subscription feed isn't curated to the point where it's like I'm trying to watch everything. It's curated to the point that's like I still am interested in what you're serving, and I'll look to see if that's what I care to watch. So same thing with Twitch. If I had 20 people online that were my follows, I would know that if I clicked on any of them, I'd likely want to see what they were doing, unless it's a game I don't care about or something. But it's just, I hope to have somebody available throughout the day, I guess.
TikTok, big thing that I really like TikTok for, and it was in the very beginning too, when I first started on there, it's how I find new music. I don't know how to find new music of the music I listen to without something like that.
I think once the algorithm is tightened to you well, which it seems like Shay's almost regressed after this. I was like, we got cats, but we never had cats before, really, like cat videos. I'm like, something feels like a change.
I've had a couple weird ones where I'm like, this is not, I wish there was an unlike. Like
a dislike.
I was like, oh, I don't want
don't
this.
show like this again.
Yeah.
Or you could pick a tag or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I tried doing that by like actively searching things when I was doing, whatever, I'll say a year and a half ago. I don't know. When I was doing TikTok to be like, let me curate magic content because I'm curious what it looks like on TikTok. And I just never got to that point. Like as much as I searched, it never helped. So I don't know how the algorithm's created, but if you can tighten it, it's good for things. Like like you said, finding new music, finding recipes. I was getting a lot of cooking videos towards the end, and I just, whether they were unhealthy or healthy, it was just like I like watching people cook.
It's also if I find new games. I found a mentee on TikTok. Somebody was like, "Hey, there's this new game. It's this." And I was like, $7. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I had a blast. So it's like things like that.
I've never. I mean, there's entertainment value in the cooking things, for instance, and I think it's appropriate for short form with the quick, like chop an onion, chop a carrot, chop this, simmer, whatever. It's just like done, recipe. That's how I'd like all the blog posts when you finally click on one to be. But they're like, back when I was living in Italy with my grandparents, you get their whole lore drop, and it's a little different. But
sometimes I saw one recently that did the chop this that, but it was like as if they're making food, but the person that's making the food was somebody that just murdered the family in the kitchen. So the kitchen had like bloody hand marks over, and they're chopping the food, and then it cuts to a leg, and then it cuts back to the carrot or whatever. It was a really funny one.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those where they just put like a frame of something in there, and you're like, was that a demon?
What the heck?
Yeah, and then but the kitchen's all messy, and he's smiling with a plate of like normal spaghetti afterwards. Those ones can be funny. There's also some like I laugh a lot watching TikTok with Shay. Like there's still a lot of funny things, but as soon as a comedian comes up, I go, next. I can't do it. As soon as something starts playing and it's like, oh, let me show you this thing I found, and it's super long, I can see the bar moving, I go, next.
If I can't see the bar and it doesn't, I just swipe by it because I'm like, even if it's something I'm interested in, I want the bar because I'll just drag to the part that's interesting because I know in the middle you're going to give me bull crap that I don't care about. And if there's no bar, I'm going away. There's been a couple times where I'm watching, Bethany will start looking, I go flip, and they're like, she's like, well, how do you know what about the ending? I'm like, I'm not going to get to the ending. I don't have a bar. They're going to go on. I don't care that much. And I'm like, if you need to know, go look it up. I don't care.
I've seen we've done it. There's a couple of long ones that happen where we go along and I can see the bar at the halfway point and Shay swipes. And I'm like, dude, come on. Just show me the painting at the end or whatever the fuck it might be.
I like watching them when they clean the rugs. Have you seen those ones?
On YouTube. I watched them a lot on YouTube before I ever saw one on TikTok.
I got TikTok with
just any, because to me it's that ASMR feeling, right?
That gross brown rug on the white tiles, and they're
yeah, those
really
ones are
nice.
nice. But car cleanings, you'd probably like those ones too. The guys that like with the scrub brush and the center
they've got
console.
like that white goo that like rolls around in the
My
cup
mom
holder.
got me some of that goo.
Does
for
it work?
Christmas. I used it on my keyboard
because I watch it and I go,
it does.
oh, it looks great, but does it actually do like? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it works great.
That's sick.
It works like really great.
That's
actually.
awesome.
It's just for crumbs and dust mostly.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't like put a liquid in there or something.
I
But
thought you were going to say, well, you can't lick it up. So I thought you were talking about licking. I was like, what are you I did not hear liquid coming. I thought it was lick. I was like,
gross.
if you lick it, it actually tastes pretty good. It adds another little stickiness to it. So
You gross.
I'm gross. What else did I have? I know we're trying to wrap up a little early. We got a lot of work to do, so this podcast will probably be a little shorter today. But to be fair, if you add up all the times we went long, we're probably still net positive overall. Still long in the two. Thought I had a sneeze.
Fake
No, we're
sneeze.
good.
False alarm.
Yep. This is the other thing I had. The last thing I had, a little small. It was really funny, but it was the roller coaster for me. I think it's old now, but I just came across the whole story, which is great because the whole story is now out, so I could get to the end. But essentially, on some Instagram, some social media, Will Smith made a post. Have you heard anything about this?
No.
Will Smith posted, he goes, in 1997, Will Smith turned down being Neo in The Matrix to star in Wild Wild West because he thought it'd be better for his career. But ever since that day, we always wondered what Matrix would be with Will Smith. And then underneath that, in the green text, it says, wake up, Will, ... And everyone's like, oh my God, is Will Smith going to be in Matrix 5? Right? Yeah. Matrix 5. Are we going to get Will Smith in Matrix 5? Not as Neo, but maybe Will Smith's going to Matrix 5. No. They just come out and said, no, Will Smith's not in Matrix 5. That's not a thing. But I'm like, why did you post that, Will? Why'd you do that to me? I was so hype.
I also have zero interest in what that movie would look like with Will Smith in it.
Of The Matrix?
The Matrix, yeah.
Oh, man.
It's the superpower I've said where I wish I could imagine media directed by someone, curated or adapted or something, and just snap it into existence and watch it. I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't watch that movie.
Oh, no?
No.
I'd be interested.
I'd have to change another factor. Written by this guy, directed by this guy, something. I'd have to, because Will Smith, and I'm like, the movie's great as it is. I don't want to change Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, but I'd still be just interested. I feel like I would take a great movie and still be interested.
I got his future dystopia with iRobot. I've got Wild Wild West, which I'm because we'll say switch them. Wild Wild West is no longer a good movie to me without Will Smith. Like if Keanu Reeves has to take his role.
Well, because then we don't get the song. And the song's probably 60% of the good part of Wild Wild West.
60%. To be fair, haven't seen it in a long time. Very possible. But
yeah,
I think Will Smith and Matrix also hurts it. So it's like we got 2 hurts instead of the benefit I think we already got.
Yeah, but I thought it'd be interesting.
I also don't want to see a 5.
Well, I want to see a 5.
I don't.
I'm ready to go back.
I really don't.
Return the Matrix over and over again.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because I saw the 4th one and it's like a completionist thing if they made a 5, but I also just don't know if I'd be like, I might just let them go.
I've left to let you go now.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're on 5. See ya.
It's been good, but goodbye now.
Yeah. No, it's more of a, can't you see I don't love you anymore?
Get
out
of here.
I don't want you.
I want more Matrix. I think I guess I don't really want more Matrix right now. I would like more movies like The Matrix.
I was just going to say more Matrix feels like more analog early digital age. That it felt, the resurrection part of it was part because it was the resurrection of it. It was like, oh, let's go back and almost like view it through like a curtain, like a looking glass kind of thing. Alice. But,
by the way, rather. Yeah.
Exactly. But it was, I think that if we were to get something samey in the future, like I would want almost a cyberpunk kind of thing versus what the leathery old digital we have now,
Oh.
Or that they gave us, not now.
Gotcha. Cyberpunk, I think.
Cyberpunk can sometimes feel that way.
Yeah.
Because it was made in that age,
I guess maybe it's not even that I want more Matrix, as I want more long dark coats. Give me like the Blade, Equilibrium, Matrix, like all those movies. I want those movies to come back.
You want more long dark coats?
I want more long dark coats and sunglasses at night. That's what I want.
Yeah, I don't think I do. I also, this is unrelated. It's not a real fear or anything, but if they did make those movies, I think the incels would take them from you.
Well, I can still enjoy them on my own.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You can still enjoy the Joker, but it's been taken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the new Joker.
Yeah.
It was really close with The Dark Knight, I feel.
It was very close.
People still monologuing this. You want to know how I got these scars? And I'm like,
yeah.
That's not good,
same thing
dog.
with Deadpool, right? Anyone that dresses up as a Deadpool and goes to a con thinks
they can be an asshole.
They can be an ass, yeah.
Theirs feels less incel. There's something. They're different.
Yeah,
they're whatever.
There's a different term that we haven't classified yet, but it's still a problem.
I don't know what it is, but I think the long black is I'm separate from society and I'm in a different world than everyone else and no one understands me kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Blade wouldn't give that as much.
No.
But I think Today the Crow would do that.
Oh, dude.
I'm sorry.
We did get Today the Crow.
No. Sorry. I don't mean a new crow today. I mean, if we got that crow today, I think it would be adopted by. I think people who haven't adopted it or whatever think there's something better, like the Joker, that feels more representative of them, or they missed it. They just didn't watch it, or they haven't watched it, or something. But
that's fair. We can't let them win, right? Still got to be able to enjoy it.
They didn't touch the crow, so they didn't win.
That's true, yeah.
They didn't win. So
no one wanted to touch the new crow. He went crow mode, though. Remember when he took all the bullets? That was cool. James says Keanu was perfect because he was so blank. I guess that's fair.
What was the when I'm in red note? I know karate now.
Yeah. I know kung fu.
I know kung fu. That's
Show
what it
me.
was.
There's a new one with him or I guess maybe not a new one, but there's one with him that I
Sonic
missed
3?
coming out. No, I definitely did miss that one. You better believe it. But there's one where he plays
the
like a dad and his wife and kids die in a car crash, and he clones them all, and the mom starts like figuring out something's wrong, and like he explains like, hey, you all died and I brought you back, and it's like a weird like not AI but like technology versus cloning, kind of like what could go wrong with it.
They're cloned into a robot, right? They're like humans again.
The trailer, it's kind of weird because
seen that
he's
one.
using like tech, like it's like a big monitor, but he's
Iron
like,
Man?
Yeah, exactly. But he's like, yeah, brought you back. But it also looks like he might have like backups made. So I'm like, is it a robot? Like, what did you bring back?
Or is it you've scorned me again? I'm just going to make a new, fresh one.
Yeah,
it's like a Ruby Sparks kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah. It's like I don't know exactly if Keanu's like the good guy or bad guy. Like I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Ruby Sparks, that was a good movie.
Ruby Sparks is really good.
Yeah, that ending is like a really strong. Maybe not just the exact ending, which it is.
Is it when she's like spinning and he's writing?
Yes, he's like screaming, typing at her.
Yeah,
and
she's
barking, right? I
yeah,
remember
she's
her
almost
barking
like breaking, like glitching in real life
as he's like crying while typing her out. And I was like, damn, that's fucking. This is a good also moral.
Yeah.
The opposite of an incel moral.
Such a good movie.
Yeah,
that one
Paul Dano, dude. Paul Dano, what a guy.
And that one just doesn't get talked about.
And Zoe something, right? Was Ruby?
I think I don't know her name.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Zoe something, but
because
they were both great.
Yeah, that movie's really good. A lot of like I feel like in the middle it's like a really good like comedy, and you're like just along for the ride. Which sucks you into the end moment where it like all the problems start happening.
Oh, this is fucked.
Yeah,
you're like, oh shit, this is fucked. This is like a weird science. But if you said, actually, that's not good.
Yeah, it's like it's not the same. But I feel like there's certain movies where it's like from the beginning it's fucked. So the whole time you're like, this is gonna go wrong. This is bad. Something's wrong.
Yeah, but this one's almost as if like almost kind of how a real relationship would be of like this putting someone on a pedestal, right?
The honeymoon phase.
They're thinking that perfection is the only way to fix it, and then as soon as something goes wrong, that was great.
If you're still looking to watch kung fu movies, Keanu is in one called Man of Tai Chi. He's the villain. That's weird.
I like a Keanu villain.
I wonder how many times has Keanu been a villain? Can't be that many.
I can't think of any.
Besides this one?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying I would like to see him as a villain.
Yeah. There's the one
he's not a villain in Cyberpunk, the video game.
I was going to say he's not a villain, but he's like the douchey boyfriend in one of those romantic comedies where he's talking about tasting. He's got the headphones on and he's drinking. It's not like a bad guy, but it's still a really good role. That
wasn't Crazy Rich Asians, but it was
something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
That's funny.
But that was really a good role for him.
Yeah.
He recently came out and said that he would love to do another John Wick, but he doesn't think his knees can do it because he recently hurt his knee for the Cyberpunk. No, was it not Cyberpunk? Which this PlayStation show they did with a bunch of different ones. He was in one of them.
Oh, sure. He was in it's not a PlayStation show, right? It's just
I guess games.
The next extra levels,
but
secret
levels. But it was at the PlayStation thing that got announced, right? I don't know why I associate with PlayStation so much, but he was in one of those.
There is isn't there a God of War or something in there?
I think so.
I don't remember. Maybe Ratchet and Clank. Maybe there's like a tie to one of them, but all the same.
But anyway, he was in one of those and apparently like broke his knee right before filming. And he's like, nah, let me just get in and get it done. And he filmed like 13 hours straight on a broken knee. And he's just like, he was technically a villain in Bill and Ted 2. Oh, okay. Well, you got because you got the twos. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll give you that.
I'll give you that.
That was good.
That was good.
I like Bogus Journey.
Yeah. It's so funny that movie has death in it. Death's not the bad guy. It's weird to think about.
The Grim Reaper is like a comedic relief. Almost.
Yeah. It's like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. That's great. Anyway, do you have anything else that you like? Those are all I had little things. I didn't have a lot of big stuff today.
No. I mean, we had a fun trip on Saturday. We've got a lot of stuff planned. We talked about, so my mind has been kind of fried thinking about like how on earth are we going to manage any of this?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Because it seems like the plate we went from one video to 6 or 7 or something like that, and I'm like, man, this plate just got really big and heavy. I like seeing the commitment though, and like the let's go for it feeling.
It's great.
I like people liking the gas pedal as much as I do, but I think because of that, I'm like, I'm feeling not burnt out because I'm not.
Right.
I'm like ready to build and go, but I'm like, I can't think of anything else.
My fear is right now is like, oh shoot, we did that this month because of a release, and it's like there's like a release almost every month. Is this 3 weeks out of every month is going to be like this? That's a lot.
It is tough to say 3 weeks out of every month.
Well, because in my head it's like film, edit, release. That's like, oh my gosh.
But we're thinking a 2 to 3 week blitz of filming.
Yes.
So yeah, there is a lot of that, but I also think that if the growth keeps happening, then it's like maybe we get the third person, maybe we get the whatever.
Maybe.
So I don't know. I'm looking at it in a positive way. I'm happy that we're trying this out, and I also think if we feel like it's gone too far, we can pull back. Or if the results we get are like this and then quickly go down, we can be like, oh, we need to stop here because then the threshold that doesn't make sense anymore.
The graph where you got the time spent or reward, and you got to find the perfect. I can't think of any of the terms for what that graph is, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. We're looking
on the
for
X and the Y, and then you got to meet the thing.
Yeah. We'll call it like an inflection point.
Yeah, I guess.
Or something. Yeah, I was thinking minimum effective dose, which is something related to like body mechanics.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can take 5 milligrams of this, and if you take 10, it doesn't matter. 5 is the minimum effective. That's where it starts to happen. You can only apply so much sunscreen before it doesn't do anything anymore.
Right.
That's the minimum effective dose.
Well, until it becomes literally like a sleeve.
It's diminishing returns is really what we're talking about. But I don't know where that inflection point is. We'll say the vertex.
Yeah, we don't know that yet.
But
we're going to find it probably here soon. We'll find it here soon.
It's just tough because there's always so many, in our line of work, there is no controls.
Yeah, no, there's also no, you can't feel safe being like, well, I did all the hard work. We can take blank time to do nothing. Your blank time is, you got about 6 hours and you should probably be thinking about the next thing or maybe a day or whatever. So,
but I got nothing else otherwise. So
we're going to be wrapping the show
to it before our brains turn to mush.
Yes, we're going to end the show a little early today. Thanks everyone for hanging out. James, really appreciate it. You guys have all been great.
2 in a row, James.
2 in a row.
Next week we got a kill streak.
Yeah, kill streak. Multi-kill. But Stokes, you ain't got anything else?
I got nothing.
Then we'll sign off as we always do and say sweet dreams, and we'll see you for breakfast.